everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the TB&J podcast. With me today, as always, D. How are you, sir?
It's me. I'm back. I'm here.
You are here. We do not have a Troy, but we are covering the new DC animated show, Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos.
From the brilliant mind of James Gunn.
The brilliant mind of James Gunn.
The new, chairman of the DC universe.
He's the nooch.
The nooch. He's the nutritional yeast. No, he is kind of in charge of the way the DC universe is going now. He will be.
He's their Kevin Feige.
Yeah, I was looking for the words. He's their Kevin Feige now. The way
he Feige'd up.
Yeah, so he's doing all that, and he is doing Creature Commandos. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
Let's go.
TB&J!
Feel good. Feel like it's gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah.
Buckle up, ladies. Buckle up. All you ladies that listen, buckle
it's like
up.
when your team comes back from a bye week and you completely blow out your divisional opponent by like 40 points.
Or your knee.
No, let's not be blowing out knees. All right, so Mr. D here. So this is week 3 of this show. We have seen episodes 1, 2, and 3.
I think it's just week 2, but they dropped 2 the first week.
Is that what it was?
I think it was.
Okay. Either way, first 3 episodes are out as of right now. We have seen them. How you feeling about them? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah, super thumbs up, man.
Thumbs up. Oh man, have we ever used a super thumbs up before?
It's a super thumbs up. I'm honestly surprised. Just I'm not so, surprised per se. James Gunn delivers.
Oh yeah.
I was like I'm lukewarm on Guardians 3. I think it's a perfect. That
was the one with Egon, right?
What?
Or Ego, the
no, that was the second one.
Oh,
the third one was just it was
I remember.
But like it was good. But like here's the thing, it was like I think I was a little like either overgun saturated or just like the third time with them specifically was a perfect denouement to the whole franchise. But it was like a little by the numbers. Or not by the numbers. It's just, maybe a little by the numbers.
A little.
And for him. So I really do like him going a little away from the, and I think he just went this way musically, honestly, with this. And this is really the first introduction to the new DCU, right?
Is this the first?
Yeah, it really is, because first of all, the new logo is debuted here.
Oh yeah, the new logo with chained up Superman.
What they're saying is that every if moving forward, if they reference something that happened in a previous DCEU movie, that's canon.
Okay.
So this Project Starfish. So essentially, we're saying like Suicide Squad, James Gunn version is canon, and then he referenced the fact that. That Waller can't use humans anymore, which is because of the events of Peacemaker.
Right. Okay.
So those are canon. So those are canonized into the new DCU.
Yes.
And then we're gonna get however this new Superman. So you think about like how does that play with like the Justice League that showed up at the end of Peacemaker? How does that play with like
there's a lot of like little bits and pieces that have been in those other pieces of media up until this point that may or may not be canon. Like I don't know if we're still going to have Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman at that point.
Right. I don't think the actors matter as much. Like so
certainly
you think
not.
about the events. Like did Justice League happen in any form? Because if at the end of Peacemaker they show up, is that because they had a Justice League, dark side moment?
Right. Or like the Flash movie that came out that had all the different Batman in it. You had Keaton was back, Affleck was back, and it's like, oh, well, is this part of the universe as well? And I don't think it is. I think it's only going to be Project Starfish, Suicide Squad, and then Peacemaker.
It's gonna be James
and
Gunn.
This.
He's gonna pick this stuff up. But I think he likes aspects of it. I think he honestly liked. Maybe he may have just been trying to like placate as he got the position, but I thought he liked Blue Beetle.
Oh yeah.
I thought Blue Beetle was good.
He commented positively on it. On, all the social medias.
But he had to like
that's a fair point.
It had to be like a thing. But like I could see him being like, hey, you know what? If people like but I think he. But let me back up.
Okay,
he could very well. I think he could very well like a Blue Beetle thing. Like he could say like, oh yeah, I could work with that. You know, kind of a zany character, this kind of goofy kid who with like massive power that he could bring in at a point and just kind of bring that whole vibe in. I think he wants to keep it in his back pocket.
Sure, absolutely. And
say sure that happened. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, and it's always easier to work with those kinds of characters rather than another Batman or another Superman. The less people generally know about them, the more fun you can have with them.
He loves this stuff. So
yeah.
So you watched the first 2 episodes more recently than I did.
Yes, I did. I watched them yesterday.
Perfect. So like the third one's pretty ingrained in me right now, but the second one's pretty good with me. But the first one's beyond the beginning. I'm drawing a blank a little on this. So what happened in the first one?
The first one, it wasn't a whole lot. Rather than setting the stage, there was a little fight between Flag and Dr. Phosphorus because he was trying to get the phone.
Right.
And then the bride left, and Nina followed her to go back to Castle Frankenstein. But that's kind of where it left off.
Yeah. It was pretty. They were right to start this with the double episodes because the first episode is just place setting,
especially because you've got a 22-minute runtime. Like you've got to give us 2 episodes just to get us synced in.
Let's just go. The animation's great. The animation is really cool.
Yeah.
It honestly,
it honestly feels like a comic book.
I don't mind it, but I do like worry about like when Gunn does this stuff, like throws himself into the
like in the credits,
and
on the most uncomfortable looking desk in the world.
Like, I get it, dude. Like I get it. You fucking earned it, dude. Like you are the guy, But it's like
I feel like he's been working towards this for many a year now.
True, and if you look at it more as like he's kind of maybe trying to create like a little. Like DC Stan Lee,
maybe
like kind of have like he's a kind of part of the story in the because you got to think meta of everything now.
Sure,
like you got to be like in like the overarching. You got to have your nits and everything.
Absolutely. I mean, we're kind of halfway there. His wife is the chick from Peacemaker that was the love interest.
Hey,
so
I mean, the voice cast is stellar.
Oh, the voice cast of Creature Commandos is absolutely amazing.
I mean, come on.
You got Sean Gunn to come back as Weasel, and he's doing G.I. Robot, and he fucking nails G.I. Robot.
Get Sean Gunn. He's a big get.
Well, yeah, I mean, sure.
It's James Gunn's brother, and the only things he's been in his other James Gunn's work.
That's not true. He was also in Gilmore Girls.
That's a big get, dude.
He was Kirk in Gilmore Girls for years.
Yo, you get Sean Gunn. You get Sean Gunn on this thing?
Alan Tudyk, Dr. Phosphorus, and a bunch of side characters.
Listen, Sean Gunn is a big get for this podcast.
All right. I get it. You're shitting on Mr. Gunn here. But for real,
I'm also shitting in this podcast.
Well, please shit all over this podcast. But Alan Tudyk as well coming back, not coming back, but coming in as
Alan
Dr.
Tudyk. Yeah. I'm in. So they're doing like a special for each of these characters each time.
Yes.
Weasel's an original character, as I understand it, right?
I don't remember. I think we talked about it on the original Suicide Squad podcast, but I think he is a creation of Gunn's.
I think I heard that recently, so like that makes sense. The next episode looks like it's going to be about him. And it looks like he's going to be what's it called? Like the whole like he killed children and all this stuff like is going to be like, oh, he was trying to save some children. He's just a fucking weird weasel thing, and they just gets accused of these crimes.
Mm-hmm.
So So what I think may be looking at, so we got to talk about this episode, this most recent one too.
Just real quick, so Weasel was actually created in 1985.
Oh, okay.
He was a lonely student at Stanford in the 60s. He got bullied, blah, 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 blah. He has an actual story. He got recreated into this abomination of an animal that doesn't speak and is super stupid by Gunn. But the original character is nothing like this. But Weasel does exist in the comics.
I wonder if...
Created by Gary Conway and Raphael
You know what
Cain.
he's going to do? He's going to meld the two characters.
Maybe.
He's going to make this nice guy turn into a fucking weird-ass weasel that still has good intentions.
He also gets resurrected as a Black Lantern in the Blackest Night comic.
That's great.
A Weasel gets to be a lantern? Oh, come on. We got to do that.
Weasel Black Lantern. So listen, I love so much of Joel Kinnaman's lines from Suicide Squad. Like, Peacemaker. What a joke.
What a joke.
A beautiful line.
Amazing.
The other line that's really great, and that is about Weasel, and it's he killed, so he's agreed to do this.
Yeah, he's agreed to do this.
He's agreed to do this. It's just like him rationalizing in his head.
Yeah,
it's so brilliant. And so that's also the other thing is Frank Grillo is playing
Rick Flag Sr.
So like an older. Like, and I'm looking at Frank Grillo and I'm looking at Joel Kinnaman and I'm like, no, like Joel Kinnaman's arguably older. They're both jacked gentlemen.
Oh yeah,
and I do like that he's because like Joel Kinnaman's got to be a good 1.5 feet taller than Frank Grillo. Frank Grillo's arguably my height, which is not.
No, you and I are around the same height. I know. I'm like 5'3" ish. You're a little taller than me, but yeah. It doesn't matter.
3 inches.
So Grillo is 59 and Joel Kinnaman is 45.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Who's who? What?
So Rick Flag Jr.
Yeah.
What a joke. He's 45. Mm-hmm. He was born November 25th, 1979.
And Grillo's 49.
Frank Grillo is 59. He's 14 years older.
59.
Yes.
Get the fuck at it. You know,
and he's already slated to be in Superman 2025.
I mean, I love Grillo. He's in a nice little stupid action movie. I forget what it's called, but
there's one called Boss Level that came out during
That might be
COVID.
it. That might be it.
He's been in a couple of the Purge movies.
I like that. It was a Groundhog Day action movie.
Okay.
Yeah, he kept like having to redo the same fight scenes over and over and over again. It was great.
Okay.
But he's like a jack dude, and he can very well be a leading man, but he works really well in these kind of roles, and I'm happy to see him be I like him as a hero, because he's a great villain. He's a great. But he's like...
He certainly has that villain look.
He's a villain, but he's a villain that loses. He's not a villain that you're worried will win.
Oh, yeah?
He's Crossbones, technically, in the Captain America movies and stuff like that. Like, and he's...
look at that.
He's good, but he's like the guy that gets his ass beat in the elevator.
Okay,
you know?
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
So yeah, but like yeah, he's great. The animation is fun. They go blue real quick with things.
They don't waste too much time dropping F-bombs, and you got some casual nudity in the first episode from the princess.
Is it nudity?
You see ass for sure, and you get a lot of side boob without getting a nipple. But like, and then you have the pieces of
it's
the
definitely
women.
Provocative. I'll say that much. Like even like the most recent episode, and she's running around in her nightgown. I thought that was a bit much, but like she was very like you're like, geez.
Yeah,
the animation's nice.
It looks good. It looks like I'm watching like a little comic book going. I love it a lot.
It's a really, I like this style, so I can understand also that it's a little stylized and people could dislike it, but
sure.
You know,
I totally get that. It does a little Invincible-y in that it does kind of have that style to it without copying it. I don't know. I enjoy it quite a bit.
All right, so So the second episode, we get the bride story, which I dig, and I love her character. You get this. James Gunn really likes an capable yet erudite female lead.
Yes,
you know, he likes because she's and I think he's kind of said that she's the if you had a point of view character, it would be her.
The bride?
Yeah, and I imagine that's because Frankenstein's coming in later, and this is gonna, you know,
he was in the second episode.
Yeah, she's gonna be more front and center, I think, as this establishes itself. How many episodes? We get a good number of episodes of this.
We get 7, with the last episode airing January 9th, 2025. So this one...
You hear that, everybody? I'm going to be here till January 9th at
least. So we got this one that came out today, and then we've got next week, and then right after Christmas, right after New Year's, and then a week after that.
Yeah.
And I'm so fucking excited.
So what do you like about this?
So far, I'm really liking that I knew almost none of these characters before watching Creature Commandos. I knew of Bride of Frankenstein, and I do I understand why they did it. I don't necessarily like it, but in the comics she had 4 arms, and in this show she clearly has 2. I get it. I wish that she kept wearing with 4 arms. Damn it!
They can add another. They can add some arms.
You know what? Maybe they do.
You want an arm? I'll give you an arm.
Maybe they need to upgrade her at some point. They got to sew a couple arms on, and then they got to electrocute her to make them work.
What the fuck? I mean, I'll get you an arm.
I'll get you an arm tomorrow. I got an arm guy. You needed some toes? I got a toes guy too.
Get you that. And give you 2 arms in an hour.
I really love G.I. Robot. I have no idea what his role was in the DC Comics universe, but just being this almost comical foil of just, are these people Nazis? Can we kill the Nazis?
His disappointment in not having Nazis is what
it's so like great.
Every time you're like,
oh man.
Yeah, I mean, this is the. I mean, geez, you got these characters that are just like, his dumb smile is just warms your heart.
Absolutely. You know, and same with Dr. Phosphorus, having no emotion on his face at all. For some reason, that just sells me so much harder whenever he tells a joke or is sarcastic. I don't even know how or why. I just love it so much more.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, Alan Tudyk is a genius. So yeah, I mean, this has all the makings of good stuff. Of
course,
yeah. The G.I. Robot episode, this most recent one, is pretty fucking great.
Yep. Now,
you can't, and James Gunn just has no problem ripping out the heart of things.
Yeah.
And he loves doing this. He does this with Groot in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. He kills him, but I mean, it's a character that is so easy to resurrect. So you and he loves the kind of question of, is this the same one? No, it's a different one. Technically, it's a new one. It's different, but they serve the same function in the story. They serve the same kind of role, though he can change the character a little bit. He can. So yeah, I think because you already have this one with a 2 on it, so he's already a different personality than before.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So, or so, I don't know, but I could see what I think you're going to get now. What I think is interesting is that I think he's going to transfer the kind of heart of the team, G.I. Robot, to Weasel.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good idea.
And you transfer that to that, because dude, I loved Weasel fucking killing it at the end of this episode. Him just fucking going to town on a fucking Themyscirian or whatever the fuck they are. She's a fucking Wonder Woman level threat, right?
That's what I was going to ask you. So my wife and I, we just watched episode 3 before sitting down here, and my wife asked you what the deal with Cersei was, and you said she was a Wonder Woman villain. And again, I'd never heard of her before.
I think they keep saying Themyscira, right? That's her shit.
Yeah, that's her fucking where she's from and all.
And she's clearly pretty. She takes Phosphorus's thing to the face, with I guess some minor burns.
Yeah.
And where he shish kebab the other guy earlier and burns bullets on contact.
Oh, okay.
So she's pretty powerful. So even for Weasel to be tearing that up is pretty impressive, honestly. I don't think it was as bad as they made it look.
Oh,
because
no.
how could it if Phosphorus can't burn through this. Like, how can he cut through it?
Unless he's like crazy strong.
Like whatever. So I think they're just giving him a little amp up right now to show like, oh, he's pretty badass. But I think that was an overpower move. You know, I think maybe they're just going to play it off like he caught her off guard.
Yeah.
But they're mapping him up to be like pretty cool. And and then he can do this again. He can kill Weasel and bring back G.I. Robot.
Oh, he could.
It's so it's like
he could do literally whatever he wants, basically, and
right
because I trust him to execute it well at this point.
Yeah, I mean it's fun.
And to answer the question, so Themyscira is the Amazonian homeland, and she is an Amazonian, so it's literally Wonder Woman level of power, just different, and she's got
plus
beams.
Magic.
Yeah,
plus
she's got magic beams of purple.
I think she can change. Like she's like honestly, like you're almost mixing it in with like. Scarlet Witch, like I think she turns the bride's hands into, because they're inorganic, I guess at that point, or they're dead matter, that she can like morph that shit into whatever she wants.
Yeah,
she turned him into like balloon
like inflatable dudes, and she was trying to slap her. Yeah, it's so fucking hilarious.
But yeah, this G.I. Robot, the whole backstory of Sergeant Rock with his boys and killing Nazis. And then you get a nice little thing with this AI guy. I have to imagine this scientist guy with the AI and G.I. Robot comes back. Maybe brings back G.I. Robot.
So I was looking into this because I remember hearing the name Dr. Magnus.
The Metal Men.
Yes, he does create the Metal Men in the comic books. So, I mean, we might not see him again, but I imagine if anyone was going to bring about a lame-ass group of guys called Gold, Lead, Platinum, Iron, Mercury, and Tin, I imagine it would be James Gunn. I can't imagine too many other people.
Cheers
just
to the
like,
Tin Man.
Dude, it's even like right there. It might even be foreshadowing looking back.
So yeah, I think you're either going to get them as like a cavalry at the end, heroes, or they're going to be the next villains. That is,
I hope they're villains. I mean, in the comics, they're supposed to be heroes, and we are on the team of the creature Commandos. I guess
with Gunn, you can get both, right?
Yeah, I guess we could. Yeah, because Peacemaker was a bad guy and ended up being like a vigilante. I don't know if I would call him a good guy by the end, but
it was
close.
I mean, all these he likes to like he basically creates teams of outcasts, right?
Yeah.
So he makes outcasts. It's the most. Each one is the most. So each one is primarily an outcast, right? So I talk about this all the time, like the character archetypes and stuff, and the idea of like the outcast / rebel is Han Solo, but the other, so like think of it like the positive side as Han Solo. Mm-hmm. The negative side is Frankenstein's monster. So I'm just using positive and negative, not in any sense, just like opposites. Like think of like a negative of a photo. Like it's just the other side of it.
Okay.
The other side of the coin. So the rebel, they're both outcasts for some reason. So Han Solo is a perfect example. Like he's just a smuggler out on the rims, like trying not on either side, but ostensibly a criminal.
Yeah, smuggler.
Wreck-It Ralph. You're a bad guy, but you're not a bad guy.
Yeah,
that. Okay, but their journey is to choose a side, to have a purpose, and to become more of, to use what their unique capable powers for something purposeful.
Yes.
For a greater good, right? So to become the knight in shining armor for something more than you are. And so that's the journey of every single one of them to some degree. Right? So all of them are an outcast. So some of them are that rebel, right? That's the rebel. We've got like the bride. The Han Solo type.
Yeah.
The Han Solo type. Then you have the monster, right? You have the outcast. That one's more like shunned. They don't choose to kind of go away. They've been pushed away. No one accepts them, right? So they're more sentimental, right? Like maybe more powerful, like in rawness, because usually that's why they've been pushed away. So he has those two sides of it. So those become more outcast innocence, right? Whereas then you have the Rebel, and then you have like he mixes them with other variants of these kind of character archetypes, so he can get like they're all at their core an outcast rebel, or outcast / or rebel, and which are basically the same character but just different wavelengths.
Outcast / rebel is the new name of my folk punk band. Continue. I'm sorry.
Go on. Tell me more about how I've inspired.
Our next concert is at the Luigi Mangione trial.
Tell me more of how I've inspired you. So he just keeps making these characters that are just neat like that. Like he makes a family unit, and they themselves are the greater good against whatever they're facing.
Sure.
So he can make whatever ethos that they're fighting against, he can make their answer, the family's answer, the right answer, regardless of what it is.
Okay. I am following you. Yes.
And that's kind of like the magic of what James Gunn does, is that he says that like your misfit group of family is right.
Yeah.
and that's kind of the ethos, and I think it's why it works a lot. Like he has the formula, he makes it work.
You're right. In Peacemaker, Guardians 3, and probably Creature Commandos by the end of it, it doesn't really matter what the gang is saying we should be doing. I'm like, yeah, that is right. We should be there. Like, I'm fully on board with Guardians in 3 and Peacemaker and the gang in that show, even though necessarily there might be a better solution if I sat and thought about it logically, but the family says this is what we got to do, and this is what the plucky outcasts want to do, so I'm fully on board with it.
So and then obviously whatever that answer is more of James Gunn's opinion on things, but like, yeah.
Yeah, like we should kill giant cows that give butterflies milk.
So I'm hopeful that people will early I feel like early stuff on the gun, people fucking hate the pants on Superman.
Oh,
I fucking think he looks great.
So yeah, when the first image of Superman 2025 came out, a lot of people online were kind of bashing it. They didn't like the costume design. They didn't like that their first image of the new guy was sitting down, pulling his boots on. They thought it wasn't like this big, strong, masculine image that Superman should be presenting or whatever. But like, it's a new take on Superman, and it's probably going to be a very young Superman. And he's probably going to be just starting out as Superman if we don't start out in Smallville with the fucking Kents again. So, like, it makes sense that we would see him just, like, putting his boots on and, like, metaphorically getting ready. Because, metaphorically, we're all getting ready. We have the movie coming out in a year. Less than a year, actually. It's 2024 is almost over.
Image dummies. Like,
yeah, like, shut the fuck up.
And guess what? He didn't want to broadcast the shorts.
Yeah, like, fucking just...
Honestly, like, I think
people read so much into little things,
dude. It's so dumb. Like, there are arguably better ways to do the shorts, and maybe they will. But like, maybe he's just a goofball and doesn't know better, or maybe he doesn't have a different outfit, or maybe they work it into it.
Right?
Maybe they comment on it, make a joke of it. He gets a better one, or not. I don't care. It's supposed to look like this, and he's making it look like this, and he's gonna fucking make it work. Because, like, give him some credit. But whatever. I don't think that's the issue at the core. They just the people that dislike this are the ones I worry about with DC. They never like when DC's good.
Yeah,
they like when DC is like this weird.
They're the people that rewatch Zack Snyder's director's cut of the Justice League.
Yeah, I just
which is just garbage, man.
It's not what you want, guys. So I'm hoping it finds a different audience. Maybe siphon some of that Marvel audience and just creates a better vibe for it. But I think you're just going to get this weird split.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, DC, but regardless of like you pleasing everybody or not, like so many people are just contrarian at this point, and like fucking, you could put out the best movie ever, and there are going to be people saying, "Oh, this sucks. It's not the original." Like, fuck you.
Yeah, I do hope that, but I've always wished Gunn the best, and I hope it works.
Me too. I love everything Gunn touches so far. Yeah. I think that it's all like really, really good, and even based on its own merits, it's good shit. And I think DC and Warner did a good job putting him at the the helm and letting him steer the ship, because I think he's going to do it right.
I do keep worrying. I'm like, you got all the signs of being a weirdo, but at some point, did it all coming out? But I'm really hoping that's not the case.
Certainly. I mean, if it came out tomorrow that he was like into getting tied up in leather suits and getting beaten,
I'm just like being at titty parties, you know. He's gonna be like, no, I'm not saying like whatever weird shit he wants to do on his own. I don't give a shit. I'm talking about like nefarious shit.
Yeah, if there was stuff that would get him pulled,
where he's like, like controlling on set, like kill, But obviously people want to work with him, and it's working.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he got Sean Gunn.
You're never gonna let me live that down, are you? Oh my god,
it's a big get, bro.
It's a great get,
bro.
So yeah, Creature Commandos so far really, really good. I'm really enjoying it. It's only 7 episodes. This is episode 3,
and it brought me back. So
it did. I'm really fucking enjoying this. I love the characterization of Rick Flag Sr. All the monsters are their own individual people, and they all have their own like personalities and motivations. I do thoroughly enjoy this fucking show. I cannot wait to see more of it. I'm kind of sad there's only 4 more episodes. But at the same time, maybe we'll get more gun stuff soon.
Hey, that's 4 more weeks of this bullshit.
If I had a concern, my only concern would be that everything Gunn's made so far feels like the same kind of flavor of different products, if that makes sense.
Well, I was just saying how there is a formula.
Yeah, but like it's all like over the top, gory, violent, a lot of F-bombs, and then like a killer soundtrack, and
but I will come back for that soundtrack if he keeps killing it.
I just hope it doesn't become like too
I am going to
formulaic.
go back and watch Peacemaker, because just us talking about this has made me think like, dude, that soundtrack was also awesome.
The fucking dance number, man. I never skip the theme song. You can't.
Come on, man.
Ugh.
What are we doing?
Ugh.
What are we doing?
Start wearing purple. Okay, this is a great fucking show. I think you should all watch it if you're not already. And that is the end of my statement.
Smash that subscribe button.
Yeah, please like and subscribe and all those fun things.
Smash it up.
You want to hear a funny thing, D? We stopped putting out episodes for a little while because life got busy. We're all adults.
Yeah,
our numbers didn't really go down too much. Like,
oh, wow.
They were going up and up and up all year long, and like while they did, like,
listen,
they didn't consistently go up.
It
wasn't zeros.
The fucking peons are gonna download our shit. All right, these fucking little miscreants are gonna.
Our YouTube numbers are also doing a lot better too.
These automatons are gonna fucking
the metal men.
Listen, did you change it over to the UA? Did you make it so that you're clearly seeing that it's not bots?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Totally bots. We have 3 downloads.
Well, actually, the YouTube ones are definitely not bots for sure, because I don't pay enough to make.
We can transfer those over to on Libsyn. You can transfer those over to YouTube Realies.
Yeah. I there are some tools I could use if I felt like growing and making this a job. Yeah, we'll see. Anywho, have a wonderful day, everybody.
I retire in like 15 years, so yeah.
Oh, only 15 years, huh?
I'll help you out then.
Oh, thank you.
I'll help you out a lot.
I don't think I'll ever retire, because my generation's fucked.
I'm going to be here all the time.
All the time. Oh, like in my house?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I won't have anywhere else to go.
So that couch that sits next to the podcast table, that's just going to be your bed?
I'm just going to be here a lot.
Oh, okay.
Just watching.
Oh, boy.
Observing.
Should I get you a box of tissues? Keep yourself company?
I mean, I thought I'd bring my own.
Nothing is creepier than going to spend the night at a friend's house and bringing a box of tissues and nothing else.
It's a gentleman thing to do.